From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 today. In this recording, we go over that monthly stimulus check and the breaking no less than 6 items of news that are absolutely incredible about this monthly stimulus check. It's a stimulus check that starts in the month of July and continues all the way to December, and we're going to go over how much it is and why this breaking news is so incredible. Then in the second half of this recording, we go over the fifth stimulus that'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, and how the new benchmark may pay you a lot more than you are ever going to see under the Elizabeth Warren plan. Then in the middle of this recording, we're going to go over the big money, thousands of dollars landing your bank account, and viewers continue to get it all day yesterday. I want you to get it today as well, and we're going to go over what it is and how to track it. It's a big morning. The toast is toasted. The butter is buttering. I'm here. You're here. Let's get to it. If only we could have some bacon. This is Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Mornings LALATE. Hope you are doing wonderful this morning. How is the weather where you are? Tell me where you're watching and tell me how the weather is. It is cooled down in Los Angeles just before this Memorial Day weekend, so I love it a little bit cooler. I hope it's cool where you are, so tell me where you're watching and how the weather is. In this fourth stimulus check of 2021 update, we're going to go over the monthly stimulus check, and then we're going to go over the incredible great news. It is incredible. That is absolutely hitting left and right. It's been snowballing. No less than 6 breaking news stories. I'm going to go through all of them one at a time, and you're going to be really surprised. Then the second half of this recording, we're going to go over fifth stimulus, that big lift of your benefits, and then the new benchmark. In the middle of this recording, we're going to go over the big money that's landing. Viewers got it all throughout yesterday, and I want you to be one of those people as well today. And if you got it as well before, I want you to get some more. And then we're going to go over that Janet Yellen scandal from yesterday. Oh boy, we all like a little bit of surprise. So this is LALATE, your only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. I'm next live with you on noontime, LA at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This show, of course, was taped today due to scheduling. And then, coming up right after this show, of course, is Mornings Crypto. That's a special broadcast in which I'll show you how and when to get in and when to get out. So make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, next step, 1 million, a YouTube record in 1 year. Also, like this video. Consider becoming a member. And also, let's get to the details starting right now. Fourth stimulus heats up with a monthly stimulus check. Monthly stimulus check for the adults and everyone. And there's 2 proposals at issue. One actually is a proposal and one's a bill. And the Jalopal bill is the House one. We're going to go over that first and we can compare it versus the Senate proposal. So the House bill, it's actually a bill that has been introduced to the House floor, provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Let's look at that and understand how this plays out. So first, Jalopal's bill in the House provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, provides a stimulus check from July to December. Jalopal's bill provides a $1,000 a month check after the first month of $2,000. The Senate proposal, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Oh, yes. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this in the instant premiere when it's premiering at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, jump into the live chat and vote House or Senate and tell me where you're watching. But not just yet. And also, if you're watching it taped later in the day, then drop in the comments. Not just yet, because we want to go over something about Jalopal's bill. So Jalapal's bill provides that it would be pandemic plus 1 year, but insiders believe that the pandemic may be, for legislative purposes, over by the time the vote occurs. If that event does occur, then Jalapal's bill would provide 12 months of stimulus checks, which under Jalapal's bill is $13,000 1 year. Let's compare that to the Senate proposal. Wow, nearly about the same amount, just in half of the amount of time. And there you go. So, Senate or House, which one do you like? Jump into the comments and vote which one you like, and tell me where you're watching. All right, let's go over the other details you need to know about the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. First, who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. If you are a single individual, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just double it. If you, let's go over this income qualification. Single individual, 75,000 or less, you get it. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get it. Household, 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. Yeah, if there is 6 people in the household, 2 will not get the stimulus check. And then if you're on SSI, SSDI, a Social Security, railroad benefits, or veterans benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. Congratulations. It is not taken out. It is not taken out for taxes because it's not income. It is not taxable. Do we know anything about child support? We don't. Remember, I'm just a reporter. I report the news. They make the representations, the legislators, and they represent. The vote will be in the month of July, for the month of July, no later than July 4th. That means that the first check would be in the month of July, for the month of July. August, for the month of August. Then the amount of the check is the same for everyone, adult dependents, minor children, everyone else. Everyone will get the same stimulus check. And how are they doing this? A 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process already underway called the reconciliation. And we'll see more about that coming up in a little bit later in this recording. But here's some things you need to know, which I think viewers of this channel do know, and that people sort of just wander upon this channel, find it, don't know. This is a stimulus check for everyone, not just for children, as you've heard already in this recording. Number 2, the House bill is actually a bill. It's not a proposal. It's a bill. And you're going to hear more about that bill later in this recording. But also you're going to hear in this recording the no less than 6 breaking news statements that have occurred, news events that have occurred about this fourth stimulus check. And they are absolutely incredible, from the White House to the Congress. And they're coming up in just a second. But let me give you a preview of the fifth stimulus. The fifth stimulus starts this fall. Starts in September. It's a 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process, just like fourth stimulus. And it lifts up your benefits. Who's you? If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or multiple benefits. Then applies a new benchmark. And in the second half of this recording, we're going to go over what that benchmark is, why it will literally change your life, and why this is so much more money than the Warren plan. Wow, there we go. But let me turn to some big moolah, some big money that is available for you right now. And I want you to get it. And I don't go no less than 3 hours between show, or 2 hours between show, with a viewer sending me a DM or a post on a comment or a live chat saying, I got some money. I love that. So if you're a success story, drop in the comments. It inspires me and inspires everyone else to do the same. And if you got some money, I want you to get some more money. And let's get to the details right now. Get a pen and paper ready and stay with me to the very end of this video, because I have a lot of money to get you. And it's starting right now. First, $350 billion of money has been landed in your cities and counties and states from the federal government. What is this for? It's from third stimulus. And it took a while to get there, but it's now coming. It's coming this week. It's coming next week. And what is it for? It's for rent, for mortgage assistance, renters' utilities, and homeowners' utilities. Yes. So how much money can you get? $5,000 approximately for rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. So go get it. I'm going to go over how you get it with that pen and paper. Hope you have it ready right now. Here we go. City Housing Authority, or who you reach out to. Then county authority, county housing authority. Then state housing authority. Let's say that again. City housing authority, county housing authority, and state housing authority. What are the words you use? Rent assistance because of COVID. That's all you say. Rent assistance because of COVID. You can say, if you want, the Biden Economic Recovery Act. You do not say stimulus. They don't know what that is. And there you go, about $5,000 for rent for 4 to 6 months. Go get it. Now, I got more money for you, and let's get that. And that has also been a success story. Yesterday, one viewer, Lynn, said her son got a raise on his benefits. Other people said, I just got SNAP because of you. I love that. So what is SNAP? SNAP is a fortune. SNAP is money for food. It's from Department of Agriculture. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. You can also call 211 and ask to be sent over to Department of Agriculture, but just look up the number for Department of Agriculture and call them directly. Who gets it? Jelly person gets a third stimulus check. And how much money is it? Oh, it's a fortune. It's a lot of money. A family of four in Hawaii now gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Yes, $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of two executive orders, one from Biden and one from Trump, that raise your benefits up 15% over 1 year. So go get it. Imagine $16,000 for SNAP, $5,000 approximately for rent, and we're talking about Hawaii for that SNAP. We're doing really well. We're only 10 minutes into this video, and I got more money for you. So let's get to that other money. I told you stay with me to the end of this video. I got a lot of money for you. So let's turn to the next item, and there's two of them, and they're automatic. We love automatic money. The first one is from your state. I'm going to go over what it is, then how you get it, and finally, when you get it. All right, first, what is it? It is money coming back from your state when they had overpaid you before. What's going on here? The federal government identified states that had overpaid benefits to its residents to no fault of the residents due to computer malfeasance at the state unemployment offices. The computer made an error. So the federal government said, oh, the computer made an error. That's your fault, state. The resident should have been allowed to keep the money. Whoa. So the federal government has now ordered the states to return the money to the residents immediately. This is incredible. So next, how are you going to get the money? On the account that you have on file with your state's unemployment office. Finally, when are you going to get the money? It depends on the state. Every state has different routing times. So reach out to your respective state to find their routing times. All right, now let's go to the big money coming from the federal government. This is great news. So what is this? Then how do you get it? And finally, what do you get it? And when do you get it? And finally, can you track it? Yeah, you can. I'm going to show you how. First, what is it? It is money from IRS that you paid taxes to for your unemployment benefits of 2020 on your 2020 return. So let's go over an example. You filed a 2020 tax return. You paid $9,000. You had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. Your total tax bill is $5,000, of which $4,000 was your taxes on the unemployment benefits. You're getting back $4,000 from IRS Treasury. Congratulations. Next, how are you getting it? In an envelope, beige or white envelope in the mailbox. Inside a beige check written to you from IRS Treasury. The only case in which it's direct deposit is if that was listed on your 2020 tax return. Finally, when are you getting it? Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 are wrapping up today and this week. So all filers will have their payments sent out by the end of this week. But need to understand that it's IRS. So sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes 2 weeks to get it. So watch the mail. They first did single filers, non-complicated returns. Then they did Phase 2, single filers, complicated returns. And then they did joint filers, husband and wife. They went as Phase 3. Finally, how do you track it? I got a trick for you. It's called the transcript search. You go to irs.gov, sign in at irs.gov, make a username and password, go in there, then put in your social security number after you set up an account, and then search your social security number. It'll show you when you filed your 2020 return. It'll show when you pay taxes, and it'll show when that refund's coming back. There you go. Wow. And if that was not even good enough, then I got all this. Let's cut to that fourth stimulus check of 2021 today again, with no less than 6 breaking news stories, some in the last 24 hours, and they continue to get incredible across the board. I'm going to go in chronological order so you see how it's snowballed, so you see the totality of how this has progressed in literally less than 7 days. So, remember Jalapal and the bill? Yeah, it's a bill. It's not a proposal. Don't be shady with Jalapal. I've seen some of the shady comments. It's a bill. It's a bill that was introduced to the House floor. I mean, it was written. It was introduced. The Jalapal bill provides that monthly stimulus check for as introduced as a House bill. Well, when Jalapal introduced the bill, Jalapal got 100+ House Democrats who came forward and wrote the president a letter saying, "We support the bill. We want you to pass this bill. We're going to put this fourth stimulus check into the four stimulus package when we're doing the bill. Wow. And then the Senate Democrats did much the same. The Senate Democrats wrote letters to the president saying, we're going to do the same thing if the Senate, if the House members don't take care of it. We're going to do monthly stimulus checks. So what did Jalopal start with the ball rolling last week again? Jalopal wrote Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi a letter saying, call the vote now. Call the vote. What do you mean call the vote? Jalopal is basically saying that the reconciliation bills have ostensibly been written and we shouldn't wait around to call the vote. Just call the vote and get it done with. This is incredible news. Now, it gets actually better than this. The letter is co-signed by dozens of House members who are Democrats who wrote that letter to the president saying, we support the Jalopal House bill and we're going to put those stimulus checks at the four stimulus package. Oh, my goodness. As if that couldn't get any better, a week ago, last Friday, then 7 Democrats in the House wrote the president a letter. This is to the president. And the letter says, we're going to work with you to put those monthly stimulus checks into the four stimulus package. Now, work with you is a euphemism because those House members are actually on the subcommittee that writes the stimulus checks. And the president doesn't write law, doesn't write bills. He's in the executive branch. He's the president. He doesn't write bills. They're basically saying, we're going to talk it through with you, but we're going to write it. So who are these people? They are on the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, which is a subcommittee that actually writes the stimulus checks. That subcommittee is actually tasked with the duty of writing the stimulus check part of the reconciliation bills. They did it on the first, they did it on the second, they did it on the third, and they're going to do it on this one. Wow. I mean, that's just mind-blowing great news. Is Captain Obvious walking through the set? The people on the subcommittee are telling the president we're going to put it in there? Oh boy. And it's their subcommittee that does it? Woo, it's getting real good. Then on Friday, the President of the United States sent a message to its legislators that come this Friday, come tomorrow, no more lunches. Well, I mean, I'll be eating as a president. I have to eat lunch. No more lunches with Republicans. I'm not going to do, this is the president talking, I'm not going to have any more bipartisan negotiations with the Republicans about the fourth stimulus package after the approach of Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day weekend is the Saturday. As one viewer said, oh, no, it's September. We're going to wait all, no, it's a Saturday. So the final luncheon, the final smorgasbord, the final meat or chicken is tomorrow. And that's it. The president has represented to his legislators. He's not going to have any more bipartisan negotiations after Memorial Day weekend approaches and approaches the Saturday. Wow. He has said basically that you call the vote. You have your reconciliation bills ready. You call the vote. Oh, boy. And then came Tuesday. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday. No, it was Monday. It was Monday. Then came Monday, that incredible statement by the President of the United States, which is mind-blowing, but it's a little bit complicated. So I'm going to slow it down for you so you understand this one. The second part of this this news release was the most exciting one. First, when the president debuted the four stimulus package, it's being paid for by raising the U.S. here corporate tax rate from where it is now 21% to a higher rate. The president wanted it at 28 to 29%. Moderate Democrats said, no, that's too high. Let's go 25. He said, deal. That was months ago. So what did the president say on Tuesday or Monday? He said, I've been talking to the G7 countries around the globe, and they have agreed to raise the global minimum corporate tax rate to 15%. What's the global minimum corporate tax rate? It means that if a company wants to move its operations from California to France, they're going to get hit with a corporate tax rate that's relatively high so that they won't want to leave the United States. They want to stay here. That's incredible news. He's basically raising he's getting everyone else to agree we're not going to have a very cheap corporate tax rate somewhere else because then everyone will flee their operations to that cheap country. So that was the first thing. But then came this one. This was the shocker. The president said to insiders that after the fourth stimulus is passed, after all the stimulus checks are sent out, and he will continue to get the G7 countries to actually sign on the dotted line about this 15% global tax rate. And if they do, he'll drop our U.S. corporate tax rate back down to 21% where it is now. This is huge. This is really huge. Why is it going to do that? The notion is that if the global corporate tax rate is 15% and we're 21%, then we're not competitive. We're too high. We have to go back down to 21%. Boy, I did not see that one coming. And finally, the last one, which was about 24 hours ago when the president got a counteroffer from three Republicans, not the whole Republican caucus, the three Republicans that raised their offer from where it had been since day one. Rejected by the president. Not going to do it. Just a fraction of what he wants. And with that, the vote's going to get called. He's saying no more negotiations. We're done. Call the vote. Reconciliation. Tow truck, tow hitch, whether it's electric or gas-operated tow truck. Here we go. I'm really excited for you, but I'm also really excited for you to get money from the volunteers if you're having problems with rent, utilities, or internet. Early in this video, I went over that money, and I want you to go get it yourself. I want you to go get it because viewers who get it themselves are usually able to get a lot more money and usually very successful. And if you got some more money, I want you to get some. If you got some money, I want you to get some more. Not a few hours passes and someone doesn't get this money. But if you're having problems finding it, then reach out to the volunteers. They're salt of the earth. They're viewers just like you who have stepped forward and say, I want to volunteer. I want to help other people get that money. And so how do you find them? In the description of this video. Open the description of this video, go down to a part where it shows a emoji of a house. Next to that emoji of the house is news.lalate.com/community. The community page, the web page. You go to that web page, it has a picture of some cats. On the picture of the cats or kittens, lower on the page are the volunteers on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Reach out to them. They'll be able to help you get that rent, utilities, and internet. And boy, they are absolutely wonderful. And here's a little bit about them. I'll be back myself in about 60 seconds with big exciting news still about fourth stimulus. And of course, the big exciting news about fifth stimulus. I have a lot of stuff you haven't heard until this morning, and it's coming up in just a second. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LALATE with incredible great news across the board about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 today and your fifth stimulus package. How are you? It's Mornings LALATE, a special taped edition. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. This morning, just before the weekends, I will be with you all Memorial Day weekend, so don't miss a beat because I won't miss a beat. Coming up next is Mornings Crypto, the big broadcast. It is going to go over stuff you have never seen before, so don't miss that. But meantime, subscribe. This is LALATE, your only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. I'm next with you on noontime LALATE as well at 11 a.m. live on air, so make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video and consider becoming a member. Later in this video, you're going to see the benefits of membership, and we're getting to that right now with fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus comes this fall as another reconciliation, a two-bill, two-step, two-month process, and it heats up with that add-on of SSI and SSDI reform. Let's go over how it works. First, they're going to raise up your benefit limits. Then they're going to remove the asset limits. They're going to add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, remove the marriage penalty. All right, let's go over those details so you understand how it works. It's all easy breezy. First, how are they going to do this? They're going to first raise up everyone's benefits one time to a big new number. And who is that? It's you. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, multiple benefits, you're going to get your benefits raised up one big time to a big new number under fifth stimulus. That's step number one. Number two is that they're going to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation. Now, we all know what inflation is. That's easy. But what's a benchmark? A benchmark is what they use every December. In December, you usually get a letter from your benefits to say, hi, next year, your benefits will either stay the same or go up. Remember, benefits never go down. They stay the same or go up based upon the benchmark. Well, here the benchmark is inflation. And we're trying to figure out where the inflation will be by December. We're going to see over the next few months how it's going to unfold. But we're already getting some indicators. Jeremy Siegel, professor of economics at Wharton School of Business, said 20% inflation. The head of the Georgia Federal Reserve said the growth rate will go from 4% right now to 10.5% then. That sounds like 7% inflation. Then we have had a lot of analysts say maybe the inflation rate will be 4 to 7%. Well, let's see how that is absolutely superb news for you. Let's use 6% as an example. First, they would raise your benefits up under fiscal stimulus. Then they would apply a 6% inflationary rate in December for next year's benefits. So you would step up an additional 6%. Now, here's what you need to know. Once they step you up once, that's what you are lifetime. You never step down. So let's say next year the inflation rate is 0. You don't step down. Let's say the next year the inflation is 1%. Then you're going to go 6 plus 1% lifetime. Oh, yeah, it's literally that great. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. Thank goodness. It's dating back to a 1980s law, which they're going to get rid of, that says you can't stay on benefits and also have more than $3,000 in the bank account. Time to get rid of it before those stimulus checks come. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law, very old, that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. So if you want to work $1,000, $2,000 a month, you can and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty. Oh, it's awful. They're going to remove the marriage penalty, get rid of it. So finally, love is going to win. You'll be able to marry your lifetime love interest, who you've not been able to marry because you're going to lose benefits. And if you are married, you will no longer be suffering the marriage penalty. Wow, this is incredible news. This is fifth stimulus. It heats up in a two-step process starting in September, likely to impact your benefits in around in October and November. And then the step up, which is for next year, you'll see the letter in about December, and you'll see those benefits hit in January. Now, we have talked about the Elizabeth Warren plan in previous months, and I want you to understand that when you compare that against this, Elizabeth Warren was not going to give you as much money as this for a series of reasons. One, Elizabeth Warren was going to tie your benchmark to CPIE, not to inflation. But this year, many analysts are saying will be the highest inflation in a generation. And why is that good news for you? It's great news for you, is because if that's the case, then you're going to be raised up because of inflation. And even if inflation never sees this level ever again while you're on this planet, your benefits will always be stepped up for the rest of your lifetime. That's incredible. It's a lot more money. Finally, Elizabeth Warren was not going to give you these other items like removing the marriage penalty and removing the income exclusion. So you get a lot more money under this. Next, it's important to understand that in a given day, I don't have time to cover everything in all the stimulus packages. And in a video that's 30 minutes in length, that's currently at 27 minutes, I don't have time to go over everything else that's in the fifth stimulus. The fifth stimulus from the President of the United States is called the American Family Plan. And by its name alone, you may think there's no money in there for single people. But there is. There is money for hazard pay. There is money for single individuals. There is money for single seniors. There is money for medical. There's a lot of things in there that have nothing to do with children. That has a lot to do with just single people. So that is the benefit of being a member. Membership is in the link to be members in the top of the chat in the pinned comment. Membership gives you every day a delineation, a breakdown of what's in the third stimulus package, what's in the fourth stimulus package, and what's in the fifth stimulus package, because it can't get confusing. There's a lot of stuff in there that I can't record in a given day, and I want you to know what's in there. For example, fourth stimulus has a lot of other stuff I don't have time to cover in a given day. Third stimulus has other money that's now law, like the $1,700 financial aid for college students. I don't have time to cover in a given day. Here's why it's also really important. As we approach July, there's a lot of bills and laws and proposals that are overlapping each other. And not a given hour, given day, I see someone jump into the comments that is confused, who is not a member, as to what's going on. For example, in the month of July, we already know that forced stimulus will be called for a vote no later than July 4th. It could be early, it could be in June, but no later than July 4th. Those forced stimulus checks will be for everyone, and those stimulus checks will go out in the month of July for the month of July. But guess what's also going out in the month of July, in addition to the forced stimulus checks? Third stimulus checks for the children. And so there's always someone that wants to jump on the comments and say, third, in the month of July, the only checks are going out is for children. No, that's for the third stimulus. This is the fourth stimulus. But I can see how a person could get confused. And guess what also could be confusing? Is that there's other bills that are going for a vote that are getting a lot of press in the month of July, like the U.S. budget bill, that has nothing to do with stimulus. And so you may look at that and say, where's the stimulus checks in it? You're looking at the wrong bill. Even Jalapal has a lot of standalone bills, and you may look at the wrong Jalapal bill as well. So I want you to consider being a member, at least subscribing. Membership's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. And being a subscriber helps you know exactly what is in which bill and what is in another bill. It also helps you understand that Jalapal's bill is a bill, not a proposal. Some shady comments came in overnight. All right, so now let's get to the other items I want you to know, which are very important, which is under forced stimulus. There are some things that are coming back, some things that are not coming back, and some things that are surprising. Under forced stimulus, not coming back so far, and by all accounts, probably not coming back, is that rent, that homeowners help, that utilities, the mortgage eviction, the mortgage foreclosure protection, and the eviction moratorium not coming back. So that's why I really wanted you to get that money. Second, the surprise is that in that letter from those 7 House members last Friday, they also told the president, the House Ways and Means members, that we're going to put in an extension of federal unemployment benefits into the forced stimulus package. Wow. So this is a very fluid situation. I don't know which ones they're referring to. It could be PEUC. It could be PUA. It could be FPUC. They could also change the language from voluntary to mandatory. We will see. So I'll be tracking this detail. It's a big shocker. We never saw that until that announcement. Finally, forced stimulus. The reason why legislators really support the forced stimulus check is because they understand while the pandemic is ending, while the mask mandate is over, while people are getting back to normal, kids are getting back into school, families are starting to have lunches together, there's a problem. And the problem is debt. People have debt, and we need to eradicate that debt. And the fastest cash infusion that eradicates that debt is the best cash infusion. And the way it's done is with stimulus checks. Which one do you like? House or Senate? Drop in the comments if you're watching this during the instant premiere or if you're watching later in the day. House or Senate? House, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for pandemic plus 1 year. Senate, stimulus checks from July to December, potential amounts, here you go. Ultimately, a fast cash infusion, which eliminates debt, and there you go. I'm really excited for you, and guess what? I'm next with you with Mornings Crypto in about 10 minutes. So join that show. It's actually probably about 8 minutes from now at 9:40 a.m. Then join me at 11 a.m. for noontime LA. I'll be back on air live. Subscribe. I don't want you to miss a single video across this channel. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and stay with LA.